right here, said sit down, right there, don't go nowhere, little baby gon' shake that, 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 said yeah, I like that, bring that, right here, said sit down, right there, don't go nowhere, said yeah, I like that, bring that, right here, said sit down, right there.
Yo, what's up everybody? We back with another one. This time we reacting to a video about a family again. They say baby gangster crying on Christmas. Florida teen excommunicated his sister over Christmas presents. Let's get into it.
Young kids getting spats like this, and of course I'm saying this sarcastically because he's all mad at his brother about what his brother was getting and is not getting. He stood in the doorway and he took out his .40 caliber semi-automatic handgun and told him he was going to shoot him in the head. So you got the 14-year-old who's mad at the 15-year-old because mom's not buying equal amounts of gifts. He was calling her a whore and all kinds of other stuff, and stated that
just letting y'all know this audio isn't me. Like, if y'all hear it in headphones and it's only in the left ear, bro, it's the actual original video, bro.
He was going to shoot her and that he was going to, quote, shoot the baby too.
A fight between siblings that turned deadly on Christmas Eve, investigators say shockingly began as an argument over who got more presents.
This family is going through an extremely tough time right now after losing a 23-year-old mom of two just a day before Christmas. Hours ago, they honored her life about a mile from here with a candlelight vigil. That's where I spoke to her mom off camera. She tells me that she was there.
Rest in peace.
When the shooting happened and is just trying to process all of this. But tonight, this family wants Abrielle Baldwin to know that she is loved and her kids are taken care of.
At this point, maybe it's me, family, because I just don't get it. Imagine being 13, 14, 15 years old, thinking you so gangster you gotta carry your firearm. But you mad about presents your mommy got you on Christmas. But who do you blame? Because later you'll see in the video that it was known to the family members and friends that these two teenagers, 14 and 15, carry firearms. Fam, I thought I grew up fast, man. But carrying a firearm at 13, 14, and 15 and having that as my reputation, nah, I ain't grow up that fast. But I wanted to bring you guys this story and try to find out what a 13, 14, 15-year-old involved in. That they have to have a firearm every day, and it's a known fact. And normally when that's the case, you're involved in some street beef, you would think. Or you in the neighborhood banging, 13, 14, or 15. Fam, I got the neighborhood they from, and I might got the answer why they was carrying a firearm. But when you not really in the streets, you got situations like this. You putting a firearm that you use on your sister for Christmas gifts on social media just to flaunt it and use it.
You can see behind me in the photograph, DeMarcus, again the 14-year-old, recently posted a photo to Snapchat pointing the gun that he used to kill his sister at the camera. So this is within the last couple days, and this is a Snapchat photo. That's DeMarcus pointing that gun, which is this gun, which we recovered there at the scene, which is the gun that he used to kill his sister.
So then I tell you, hey, family, we're going to Florida, in Pinellas County, right next to the water, in a neighborhood called Ridgecrest, Baskins. I would then assume you would ask me, so how was the neighborhood? Fam, it's okay. Of course, it's crime everywhere. They known for theft and break-ins in the open carry state, which result in a lot of firearms being stolen out of people's cars by teenagers, which could possibly be how these two underage teenagers carrying firearms
used to shoot DeMarcus has not been recovered. Again, when he ran, he tossed it in the backyard. We've searched that area out there. We can't find it. And the unfortunate reality is probably going to be used in the next crime because somebody probably picked it up, and there are all kinds of people over there. And as I'm going to talk about here in about 1 second, there's way too many guns out there on the street, way too many crime guns out there, way too many stolen guns. Everybody's got a gun these days. And the sad part is that thing's going to be used in another crime because somebody picked it up.
Now, I thought that background information was important before we go over this story, family. We got a mother who lost 3 of her kids the day before Christmas. Her daughter, who was a mother of 2, lost her life to her brother. And the brother that's responsible was shot by the other brother. 2 rounds. 1 deceased, 2 going to jail for murder, while 1 fighting for their life and 1 in a mental facility.
That's a whole section of the family tree just gone. Can't live their life.
So before we go over this one, remember, I won't give you no angle. I just give you the story. So with that being said, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We'll jump right to it. As we mentioned, 2 brothers, 14 and 15, faced M charges after an argument over who was getting more presents led to a shooting that killed their sister, a mother of two, on Christmas Eve. Pinellas County Sheriff had quoted that the family spat had begun during a shopping trip in Largo. When the family returned to the home of the boy's grandmother in the 2300 block of 22nd Avenue in Southwest, the teens were still arguing. Standing in the kitchen, DeMarcus Cooley, 14 years old, he pulled out a 40 cal semi-automatic handgun and aimed it at his brother, 15 years old, Darkus Cooley, threatening to shoot him in the head, according to the sheriff. The teen's uncle separated the boys, telling DeMarcus to step outside. The sheriff said a neighbor outdoor camera captured audio of their sister, Abrielle Baldwin, 23 years old, as she tried to intervene. The sister had quoted, "You all need to leave that stuff alone. Why are you trying to start it? It's Christmas." At about 1:45 p.m., DeMarcus yelled threats at Baldwin and then shot her in the chest. The round went through her left arm before puncturing her lungs. At the time, Baldwin was holding her 10-month-old baby, who was not injured. After hearing a gunshot,
You gonna shoot at your sister and your niece? What are you doing? What the hell is wrong with you?
Darkus ran outside, screaming about how DeMarcus had shot their sister. Just 8 seconds after the fatal shot rang out, Darkus fired a round at his brother with his own .45 caliber pistol. The 15-year-old had threw the gun in a neighbor yard and ran to a relative home in Clearwater, where deputies later arrested him at. Darkus made statements about self-harm and was taken to a mental health facility. Baldwin was taken to Largo Medical Center, where she passed away. May she rest in peace. My love and condolences to her family. As we mentioned, she was a mother of two. Her oldest son was 6 years old. DeMarcus was taken to a hospital where he underwent surgery. Later, moved to a juvenile detention center. The sheriff had quoted to the local news station, "This is what happens when you got young delinquents and they carrying guns. They get upset. They don't know how to handle stuff. So they just pick up their guns and start shooting each other." DeMarcus Cooley is charged with first-degree M, child abuse, and being a minor in possession of a firearm. Darkus Cooley is charged with attempt first-degree M and tampering with physical evidence. Now, the state attorney office is reviewing the case and deciding whether to charge either as an adult. Because of the serious nature of the crime, the Times is naming the juvenile suspects. Family members, including the uncle, told investigators the two boys routinely carry guns. Investigators are trying to determine if the gun DeMarcus used was stolen. Deputies have not recovered Darkus' handgun. He said he feared someone else took it before deputies could find it, and said part is, "I think it's going to be used in another crime." And on top of that, authorities say the two teens both have criminal history.
Is that both DeMarcus and Darkus carried guns all the time. They routinely carried firearms on them. People knew it. That's what they did. And a lot of it, they claim, is because of recent ongoings in the Ridgecrest Baskins area where they were accosted. And we've had a number of incidents I'll talk about in a second over there in the last couple of months. But again, these young kids, 14, 15 years old, routinely carry firearms. And this is what happens when you got young delinquents that carry guns. They get upset, they don't know how to handle stuff, so they just take out their guns and start shooting each other, and one of them kills his sister, who's a mom to a 10-month or 11-month-old baby and a 6-year-old boy. So how are they getting these guns? Well, it's real easy. They're getting them because they're either buying them on the street cheap, and they're all stolen guns, and for these two guys, they're getting them because they're stealing them from unlocked cars. They're out in the middle of the night doing car burglaries. Both DeMarcus and Darkus were arrested for committing numerous car burglaries in Oldsmar, where they live on Westminster Avenue, back in May of this year. DeMarcus, the 14-year-old, has arrests dating back to when he was 12 years old. Think about this. He has arrests dating back to when he was 12. He's only 14 now, okay, but 2 years ago he has arrests for being a minor in possession of a gun, grand theft auto, auto burglaries, loitering and prowling, disorderly conduct, battery on a school employee, and battery on a law enforcement officer. He's only 14. Darkus was also arrested in May for committing numerous auto burglaries. Many of those cases are still pending. In the dispositions with DeMarcus previously is that, what's he get? Probation. The The problem is you got way too many kids out there with way too many guns, and they're getting them because they're buying them on the street cheap, $50 for a gun, whatever, breaking into cars.
50. That it?
And they're stealing the guns out of the unlocked cars. And I've talked about this a long time, and those of you who have been around here for a while remember going back now to December of 2014.
Oh, I thought he was about to say 1987. I was about to say, boy, you've been doing this for a long time.
Charlie Condeck, Tarpon Springs police officer, shot and killed. Where did the gun come from that killed Officer Condeck? An unlocked car burglary, because people leave their guns in their cars. And these punks, these thugs, go out and break into the cars, they take the guns, and they use them for crime, and they kill people. Like they killed Charlie Condeck, and like DeMarcus Coley killed his sister. So just in the last 30 days alone, just in our system, and this doesn't include St. Pete Police Department, it doesn't include Largo Police Department, it doesn't include Pinellas Park Police Department, just in our system alone, and this is what was reported, and they're not all reported because people don't report them all. Just in our system alone in the last 30 days, we've taken reports where 17 guns have been stolen from unlocked cars. You know, I get some people say, look, I can do what I want. I can leave my cars unlocked.
Yeah, that's stupid. Like, why would you leave your car unlocked? Like, they're probably going to break into it anyway, but leaving your car unlocked isn't going to help. Probably save you some broken windows.
I can leave my gun in my car.
Yeah, you should just keep your firearm on you. These little niggas out here wilding.
You know, it's not the responsible thing to do, but they do it. And the problem is the thugs that are stealing them, and I agree with that. The problem is don't steal people's stuff. But the reality is that you got punks like this out there, criminals out there like this that are doing it and going to do it, and then they're going to go and hurt people. And people can't leave their car doors unlocked and leave their guns in their cars. It's got to stop. See, you couple that with, since September, just in the Ridgecrest Baskins area alone, which is where this happened, a couple miles to the west of here, we've had 13 shootings or incidents involving guns in that area. And according to everybody, everybody's carrying guns over there. All these kids are carrying guns. And again, they're getting them from where I just said. So this proliferation of guns on the streets and guns in this area and guns in the hands of these kids, this is the worst I've ever seen it. I don't think we've ever seen it this bad. I really think that we need tougher laws to deal with these kids. As you can see with their criminal histories, they are not getting the consequences that they should get that keep them from doing it again and again and again, or deterring others from doing it again and again and again. And I really hope the Florida legislature in the upcoming legislative session will get serious about it and will pass legislation that will hold these kids accountable and help us to slow this down. Because if we don't slow it down, we got a big problem. And I've never seen it as bad as it is with the number of crime guns that are on the street and the number of shootings and the number of people that we come across that are illegally carrying guns. And again, they're getting them out of unlocked cars. That's primarily where they're coming from. And
unlocked cars is crazy. If you just had broken into cars, y'all are literally unlocking y'all cars. What are y'all doing? What are y'all doing?
All we can do is ask people, really plead with people, don't leave your guns in the unlocked cars. And deal with people like this. You know, enough of this, slap on the wrist. Enough of this, you get arrested because you got a gun, you steal a car, you hit a cop, battery on a school board employee, that was another charge that DeMarcus had. You got all this stuff, and what happens to him? Oh, well, you know, he's only 14. He really doesn't understand what's going on. No, we'll just give him probation. It's not working. It is not working. And if you do what you've always done, you're going to get what you always got. It needs to change. The laws need to change. We need to get serious, and then we need to get tough, and these kids need to get locked up. Send a message. So now you got a 11-month-old and a 6-year-old boy that their mom's dead. You don't ever get undead at the hands of a punk who was upset because he didn't get enough Christmas presents from his mom. And it's ridiculous.
Christmas presents? You on probation? You should be getting your ass whooped. Yeah?
Anybody got any questions?
You mentioned grandma and uncle were home at the time. Were they involved in any way? How are they doing at this point?
Well, I mean, they were involved in it. The uncle tried to separate them. They knew that it was going south. They knew that they were arguing. And again, everybody, really everybody, knew that these guys carried guns all the time. So, it was common knowledge.
They weren't involved.
No, everybody's fine. The only person, again, it was 2 shots that were fired. Is that one shot from DeMarcus into his sister and 1 shot from Darkus into DeMarcus. So 2 shots, that's all it takes.
Can you also spell Abrielle's name?
Sure. It's A-B-R-I-E-L-L-E. Baldwin, B-A-L-D-W-I-N.
Sheriff, you were really specific there on the length of time between the 2 shots being fired. Just curious how you could be that specific.
There's an audio recording of it. So,
what the hell? Audio recording? What?
Was called or something.
So there's a neighbor that has outdoor cameras, and while the shooting itself is not captured on the cameras, the audio of the shooting is. So you can hear shot, and then 8 seconds later, the second shot. That's how we know.
You said a few words
Damn, just 8 seconds?
already. Can you just say a little bit more about Abrielle and what you know about her? And now, she's got 2 kids, but what's going to happen to them?
Sure. Yeah, I don't know. I guess mom, grandma, somebody will step in, take over. She was working at an assisted living facility. She's just a woman going about life, doing her thing with her 2 kids, trying to make a living, trying to make it. And, her brother killed her. And why did her brother kill her? Because what she said was, knock it off. Leave it alone. Why are you doing this? It's Christmas. Why are you getting all upset? So he goes over and puts a bullet in her, tears up her insides, and kills her. Leaves her dead in the driveway.
I can only imagine what that family going through right now, man. Send 11 prayers they way. Most importantly, once again, rest in peace to Baldwin. 11 condolences to her family. We sending prayers to the kids' way as well. Fam, this was the story of 2 teenagers who, in their mind, had the heart to carry firearms every day. Complain about the presents they getting from their mommy. I can't get over it, fam. It's very unfortunate. Y'all let me know how you guys feel about this one in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Until then, I'll catch you guys on the next one.
Man, these young niggas might be brain dead for real. That's the end of the video. Like, comment, and subscribe.
To live is to conquer, to live life, to live life, to live is